Hey guys, this is Bacon Lord, and I just want to say that for the first few minutes of this video, the audio is a little rough. It eventually does get fixed around the 10-minute mark, and I'll leave a timestamp in the description, so you guys just jump ahead if it's a little too rough for you guys to listen to at the start. But either way, this was a really fun episode with Gur, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? This is Let Us Cook podcast featuring me, Bacon, and our very special guest, none other than Gur. Gur is on the mic with us. Gur, how you feeling, man?
Yo, hello there. I'm feeling really good, Tento. Thank you guys for bringing me on here. I'm very excited to just come on here, just have a little discussion.
Yeah, well, we had to have the champion of Tri-State on. I mean,
Brother, that shit was like,
Oh my
bro.
God.
Like, you don't understand. When I came in, Gur, I talked to you about it. Like, I came in and like after the first match, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, Tri-State can probably Texas and Florida might have a little fightiness. As soon as I saw Dio yawn, I'm like, okay, Gur's gonna get things. I'm like, it's over. It's over.
And yeah,
Gur was smiling. The way I saw Gur smiling on that state, I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Oh
Yeah.
man, no, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm just excited. Sorry.
I'm gonna be honest. Look, Gur, I'm a big fan of yours. All right, I've been a big fan for a while. I didn't know you had that in you. But I also didn't know Garrus had that in him. So didn't know he had that rewind in him.
He was
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's that whole night. Just the energy, I don't know, just what transpired. Like, I would have never guessed that. I'm glad it went the way it did, and I was
Well,
just
of
going
course you
through
are.
the energy of the night. I was like, all right, I gotta stay up because I gotta play these pools at this time. And I'm up like at super early in the morning, like 6 a.m. So I need to be like up and ready for the whole day. So after my pool was done, I drank coffee, man. Because I was gonna fall asleep. I was gonna fall asleep because my bedtime, because I work, my bedtime is super early, and I go to work early, and I just feel like I really want to do well in this thing because I'm representing Tri-State. We gotta put on a good show. Fight with our best, and I'm just like, all right, I need to be awake. So I just drank this iced coffee, and I was just ready the whole night.
Yeah, I mean, like I kind of thought Tri-State would win that pretty comfortably because I mean that roster was just stacked. But like, they didn't. The players that I thought made that roster so stacked never played. Like,
Man.
Oh yeah, never got the chance. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Because
you
they
have-
were the anchor.
Zombat and
they were
Unjust were chilling in top 8, and like you never needed them. Like,
Yeah, they had total confidence in me too. So they're just chilling.
dude, yeah. I mean,
And
you balled out.
it's crazy. Yeah, it was crazy because I think I would have definitely struggled with the matches before if they were to had like me against, I think, Wise's Lou or Scar's Kenshi. We were basically trying to match up because I beat Dialogue in losers, and that was like a hard fought set too because I think the round we had was it came down to like a timeout, and I barely got the health lead with just a random overhead when he was trying to run away, and I popped. I think people were there, they saw me pop off because I'm like, oh my god, like I couldn't believe I won in that moment when I was like, I don't know. It was just a lot of pressure. This whole tournament is just a lot of pressure, but especially after not playing in such a high stakes environment in a long time. I mean, I think my last time was I want to say Evo. Like MK11, I wouldn't even like consider it. I think We Play for me was pretty high.
Oh yeah, We Play was
high
lit.
stakes. Yeah. I feel like, especially with all the production there, but yeah, playing in this tournament was just a lot. But I loved it. I loved every minute of it. Except when I lost, of course.
Well, really, you didn't enjoy Big Daddy G's smoke, really?
Oh my god. I don't know. Cause before I knew I was fighting Big Daddy G,
Right.
and I'm like, okay, I gotta practice against the smoke. So I play Han Rashid, and he just mopped me. I'm just like, I don't know. There's just something about that character I can't really like.
They're saying, honestly,
He's
we in
a
the same boat.
he's a scrambly character, dude. Like
Like,
he just doesn't
goddamn,
sit
that's the
still.
character I hate fighting the most in this game right now. Like, I'm not even
Yes.
lying.
Like
I
he's
would literally
invisible.
rather face it.
Yeah.
I'd rather fight the Johnny. Straight up, I would rather fight the Johnny.
Oh
than
yeah.
the Smoke.
Oh, same here. No, honestly, same here, bro.
Like, bro,
I'm not even
can't
in
do it.
front with you.
I can't deal with Smoke right now, bro. Like he really just tilts me. Like maximum tilt is Smoke and Serena, but like Smoke in general just tilts me so much.
Yeah, straight up MKX, man.
Yeah, he's a weird character where it's like you can go into a lab and you can just like practice like reacting to the overhead and you're like, "Oh, I got this." Right? And it's like, "Oh, everything's negative." But like in an actual match, like that character can just have
It's
so
the
many
fact that every time I poke, he throws out the overhead and I
So many
die.
mental
Like it's
stats.
just opposite poke
Yeah.
in neutral, and then that's
is.
when the overhead comes. I'm
I
like, bro,
also-
I'm getting low push.
I feel like I'm being gaslit by smoke players when they tell me he has a bad armored reversal.
I'm
it's
not
like-
listening to any now.
Because it like
Bro,
I feel
ever
that
again.
that reversal like OS if I press I get punished by it and if I don't he's invisible dropping down the jumping on
Yup.
me like
It's
like smoke players will do like a smoke cancel into just EX smoke bomb and it's like what do I do like that just
yeah,
happens.
it's a jump in. Like you have to be ready, but then there's
Mhm.
some setups where he can just get it, and then you just have to
For
deal with the mix ups. And it's like I said, like you said, whatever you do, when he turns invisible, it's just that's when you just gotta guess. But granted, there was definitely things I could have done so much better.
You definitely look better in that second set, though. I commentated
Yeah.
both your sets for that match actually, so for those matches. So yeah, you definitely made adjustments in that second set.
Yup, and they both ended in 3-2. So it's like if I
Right.
did a little bit, like just a little bit better, a little bit adjustments, I oh my god, I dropped one of the fatal blow combos. That was like really bad. That was
Yeah,
really bad. Because that combo is a little tight because you have to hit the standing one early, and if you miss it, I'm like, okay, then it read my fatal blow input, and I'm like, all right, guess I just lose this round. But that things like that happen. I've seen a lot of drops here. I think one of the matches I've seen was such an like unfortunate drop. I think VGY against Combat.
Oh yeah.
With the Shao Kahn. Oh my god, when he got the offer break. He got the oh my god.
Like that's why I say top 16 is my favorite time to watch the tournament. I honestly like watching top 16 more than top 8. Just because seeing the players like really trying to reach that top 8, and so for some people that's their first ever top 8 in the pro competition like setting. Like I love seeing those matches. Those matches are the most hype to me. So yeah, like that top 16 was incredible, like for real. Like my goodness, everyone's nerves were so high because you want to do well in the first pro comp.
Yep, just fighting for their lives is really really exciting.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I mean, we can. I think we're going to talk a lot more about ECT later on, but first, I want to just say one thing. Tento, how do you feel about Mountain Dew?
It's
All
a
right.
great drink, man.
Okay. All right. Great.
It's a great drink. I love it. I'm not a fan of pop anymore. I don't drink pop as much
What's that
anymore as I
Mountain
used
Dew?
to. Yeah, I know. Just
Yeah.
pop in general. I don't drink as much anymore. Mountain Dew's a good drink.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
And but also, Gur, I feel like I want to talk about Garrus in particular a little bit because I think especially during this event with you and Cease, and you during the 12v12, of course, I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, Garrus is not what I thought he was."
Yeah, me included.
So I kind of want to talk
Right.
about your thoughts on the character a little bit.
It's all good. Recording now. Second half of the podcast. Joke got some work to do. Joke fixes up a bit. But no, yeah, girl, you was talking about yeah. Well, so what are your thoughts on Gears so far?
So I think he's a really solid character. I like within the right matchup, he can be like really like hard to deal with. I don't think he's an easy character. I feel like he just has he has a lot of tools and there's a lot of things you gotta pick and choose what to use. You can't like take advantage of all of them. You have to pick your resources, pick when stack hourglasses, and depending on the matchup, you just have to just consider a few things. But he's very adjustable. I think he's good. I just don't think he's like an obvious top tier. He might be better over time. It's hard to say, but I honestly think he is currently he's carried by Lao.
Okay.
Um, I can't, to be honest, I can't really see him do as well with other cameos as much as Lao's doing well for him. Like Lao does so much for him that
Man,
this is why he can do the way he like can perform. And I feel like other cameos can fill in that role, but like only in certain areas. Like they can never be like Lao, which is really interesting. Which is I want to see where this character goes if we get like cameos like Tremor and see how he'll perform because just currently I think his strength is gonna depend on how strong the Lao cameo is, or what characters can deal with the Lao hat. But overall, I think he's solid. But I don't like. I would consider him so far at least like mid or mid high tier.
yeah, I can agree with that. More things we like. It's still like we're barely over a month and a half into the game now. So like,
Yeah.
there's still so many things that people are still discovering with the game and whatnot. And along with this patch, making things so much more different. Like we're definitely going to
Yeah.
be taking like some time where it's like, okay, we gotta see what this does. We gotta see what this does. We gotta figure out what more cameos are gonna be. Like these cameos are gonna be start to play even more of a factor when I know they're inevitably gonna get buffed and moved around a little bit too. Like we already had of course the Cyrax nerf, negating the helicopter usage and whatnot. But who's
Right.
supposed to say like some randomly like, okay, you know what, Sonya and Matario about to get touched up. They got to get buffed. Like, and we're gonna have a whole shift because the meta is cameo. So like, it becomes so crazy after that. Like truthfully.
Definitely. I don't. So for this patch, I kind of even though as broken as Cyrax was, I kind of wish they didn't really
No, same for real. I did not feel
jump
like
the
Baraka
gun.
needed to be touched. Like as a character
Yep.
himself, I don't feel like Baraka needed to be touched. Cyrax, the only thing I would have did was honestly just the only thing I agree with that I know of. I don't know if they changed anything else, but I'll check the patch notes. But the helicopter going horizontal, that taking a full bar, I'm okay with. But everything else, like I really didn't think Baraka deserved that at all. Like I feel like he was really fine. It was just like Baraka, in my opinion, wasn't top 5, but with Cyrax, he became top 3. I do admit that.
Oh yeah.
But like
Yeah.
by himself, I didn't even feel like he was a top 5 character. So the fact that he nerfed his damage, I was like, dang, that sucks. But he's
Even
still
just
solid though
other
with Cyrax.
characters. I mean, just weird nerfs on, or like weird changes on other characters, like the rain change. I just find that just bizarre.
Yeah.
Just changing hit reactions because it does matter. Like it seems like it's a small change, but it really like it changes how you play the character. So
And combos, yeah.
yeah, and scorpions, it's just like it's really just really strange. Just how they adjusted a couple of things. They nerfed double using some cameos, using them twice in a combo.
Like what? It's just like, bro.
It's weird, yeah. I think that was a good nerf, the Lao change, or the recharge time.
Yeah.
Um, I'm really hoping they don't kill it because it's really strong right now. But that's definitely gonna be the meta now because it's just like again, Lao just does so much for a lot of characters, especially if you
Right.
don't want to like you just don't want to play neutral. You can just put Lao hat down and they're either gonna answer to it. It's gonna make your unsafe special safe because they're afraid of the Lao hat. Some cases it extend combos. Like this does so much for characters. I just hope they just focus on just matching the strength of Lao with other cameos. Because I'll tell you right now, I don't think Mataro's that good. I
Yeah.
don't think Mataro's good at all, man.
Like
I
I
Mataro,
agree.
it's
he's
it's
very
insane.
niche, bro. He's very niche.
is insane because I feel like if you were to ask me what I would rather use, like, and this is what I mean, like with Lao, I'm gonna use Garrett's an example. One of his strings, he's able to can even though he's safe, is like his 4-2-4 that punch kick. There's no gap, but if he uses Lao, that's he gets plus frames, so he can. It's a mind game of whether he's gonna keep aggressing or move back, and there's no gap between it. So you're forced to deal with that. With other characters, if you cancel into low hat, there's a gap and you can armor through it. So it complements Garrus's aggression. But with Motaro, his low shot, if you do that, there's a big gap.
There's
There's a
always a
big
gap.
gap in
Yeah.
between it. There's always a gap because it's slow, and the cooldown's insane. Like it's half of the cameo, and the cooldown's long enough. If you use another one, you can't even use them anymore. It just doesn't, like, to me. It just doesn't make any sense. And he takes
Yeah.
50. He takes away 50 health,
Hmm.
but for what?
Like,
Yeah.
why? For why?
I think the balance on the health is like weird in the cameos. It kind of feels like a little arbitrary.
Mhm.
A lot of, especially Motaro, because he's not like an ambush heavy cameo like at all.
Right.
And that, and like I thought that was the trend with like Goro takes a 50, Striker takes 50, those are two like probably some of the
Right.
most like ambush heavy ones in the game. But Motaro, I don't know what he does, you know. And I think the reason why there's like a lot of negative perception on this patch is that this wasn't a fun patch, you know? Like I don't know if you
Mhm.
guys play like anything like MOBAs or anything like that,
Mhm.
No.
but
No, I used to play League.
yeah, but like I play Smite from time to time. What's fun about those games that whenever the patches come, like big changes are coming, right? Characters get
Mhm.
big nerfs and big buffs, right? And it's fun when you look at like your character and you see, oh, all of a sudden I have new options in this patch. Whereas this patch, it feels like nobody got new stuff to do. Everything just kind of the power level just came down a
Mhm.
little bit,
Yep.
you know. Which I think you could make an argument that because what this patch I think tried to do was tackle damage, and I think you could make an argument that damage was a little too high in the game,
Mhm.
right? And it wanted to kill Cyrex, right? And I think the community talks a lot about creativity in this game, the expression. I think Cyrex is kind of killing that because the more the game developed, I think it became clear that Cyrex and Lao were just everyone's best cameo,
Yeah.
Yep.
some combination of those two. And I'll say at least as a Kenshi player, right? Someone who's in the Kenshi Discord and talking to all the other Kenshi guys, that when Cyrex got nerfed, I saw way more development in tech and discoveries for like so many other cameos,
Literally.
right? And that wasn't happening when Cyrex in the game because like the problem with Cyrex is that there's no counterplay. It's string, jail into Cyrex, jail into the next string. It's like the obvious answer.
Mhm.
Whereas every other ambush kind of it's like, oh, this is like it jails, but you're only slightly plus, or these are all highs, or this ambush is pretty slow, so you gotta do it preemptively. Cyrix doesn't really have that. So I think that a nerf to Cyrix kind of had to happen, you know. But
Mhm.
I think like the cooldown nerf feels weird. Like I don't think anybody. I think that was more just like for like casual players getting mad at like how long combos are
We're a
because I think
casual based fighter. Like we
yeah,
appeal mostly to the casual audience.
right, and that's like you could argue it's a good thing, right?
Mm.
Because that is an audience that is so large for us, and if everyone's just mad that they're getting like double scorpion comboed all day, then I get it. But I mean, I feel like at a high level play, the double cameo combos weren't even like the best option half the
Mhm.
time. Like
Mhm.
you'd rather hold on to that.
Right. Yeah.
Um, I do want to talk about one change I think was pretty big, which was flawless blocking
Yep.
now negates meter gain.
Oh,
That's
incredible.
a big deal, I think.
Oh yeah, that definitely hurt rating a lot.
Right, and I mean, look, when we end up talking about this top eight, we're gonna, I think we're gonna talk about that a lot, about the meter gain.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that is a pretty big deal, and it's one that like I wonder as the game develops. Like in year 4 of this game, is anybody gonna be able to build meter against like Scorpion procs? You know?
Like,
Like,
oh yeah,
I'm
Well, if they get hit.
yeah, if they get hit, I'm just fascinated to see like how this will develop because like I'm looking at like I think Third Strike is you know that's obviously a parry game and I believe it negates meter as well. And because of that, like fireballs, like every time a fireball comes out, it's parry. You know, it's denying so much, and it's building the opponent. In Search, like I think it built them meter. But I'm curious to see how this plays out. If like all of
long
a
term,
sudden,
yeah, that you definitely are thinking about like
yeah,
long term
long
wise.
term, you got a flawless block. Like people are like just practicing everything, not just like the big chip setups and the Cyrax and like
Just strings in general.
just everything. Like just work finding the timings, the flawless block, this stuff.
Yeah, I like that because it just it encourages that kind of an advanced like technique, flawless
Right.
blocking. What I loved about MK11 is using, I know up twos and up threes were kind of a problem, but just the idea of flawless blocking and attack to take reduced chip,
For sure.
an option for defense. That rewards the defensive player, which is something we
Yeah.
usually never get in at least in MK. I know Injustice had some of the mechanics for defensive play, but it's just something you don't see for those kinds of games. So it's really nice to see the mechanic return for MK1. And if you're good at flawless blocking, you should be rewarded for that because it's not it well by design it shouldn't be like too easy to execute if you're just
Right.
looking for it all the time. um there there might be an OS for it, but we would have to wait and see if that's something that's discoverable. You can just do it. You can flawless block pretty much anything in this game.
Right.
It's just there's just different windows for what you can flawless block.
Yeah.
But it's good to see. It's good to see that sort of defensive options to be rewarded.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I think for me, like my favorite part about MK11 is I think that was the NRS game where it's most engaging to be on the defense, right? You feel like you have options to fight back, and then like they're interesting options. It's not just like, do I armor or do I not? It's just like, oh, do I false block here? Is he gonna delay it? Like, what's playing the counter poking meta in this game? And this one, I think they try to simplify that in a lot of ways, like how down ones are punishable, and
Right.
we're back to armor as a reversal. So I'm so down for like flawless block to be emphasized more. I think that's a fun mechanic, especially in this game where like no one, I don't think anyone's complained about flawless block. I think everyone's down for it since it's not like it's a passive reward. It's denying meter
Right.
build. It's not like reversal. I'm doing damage off your down one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Anything else in this patch that we feel strongly about?
Darius and what's it called? And Raiko got nerfed in the damage department too.
Oh,
like,
damage, yeah.
Yeah.
Like command grabs, because I think
Yeah.
Garrus's command grab also got
They
nerfed.
was like they put it down like it was just like it was minor. It was about like a 3% to 5% decrease. Like he still hits, but it's definitely not as hard. But yeah.
Yeah, it seems like across the board, interrupting specials with ambush cameos scales more. Like I think that's what they identified as the reason why damage was so high in this game. So, like I get it. Like part of me feels like this patch was just, it's the first patch for the game. We're just gonna take our medicine and lower the damage. It's gonna feel bad, but maybe it's best for the game long term.
Right.
But I do hope that this game has a more kind of seasonal approach to balancing, like how you see from like Dragon Ball and Street Fighter, where a new patch will come around and they'll just give characters new shit just because why not? Like it's fun, give them a new tool, and that's something that NRS doesn't really do. But I would like to see them, make these patches a little bit more exciting,
Right.
Definitely.
No, I agree. I just hope they don't go into the old habit that they used to have with balancing where something's strong and then it just doesn't last long. Like it doesn't last long
Right.
enough for people to learn and figure it out.
Right.
it's frustrating for people who are using it and learning it and trying to use it to their advantage, and it's frustrating for people trying to adjust. At least some, like some people will like that, but then I just know that if you're just trying to learn a fight against it and then they nerf it, what's the next thing they're gonna nerf? What if your character or strategy is the one that gets nerfed? That's kind of what just concerns me is just I don't really like the buff and like nerf like culture that we're kind of known for that for our community. Um as frustrating as some of the things in this game we deal with, I feel like there's not enough we don't we don't adjust to that. We don't adjust to um those kinds of just the idea of like something that's strong in the game, and we just want to nerf. Like we can have ideas of what how to nerf it, but I feel like there's not enough ideas on how to fight it
Yeah.
really.
Right.
Quick to complain,
Um,
not enough to lap.
yeah, like I've seen people. I know that the rewind stuff like that was just open everyone's eyes, but then I see people say like want nerfs for it, but I'm like, and I'm just thinking like I fought Big Daddy G the second time, and he purposely twice he baited that rewind,
Mhm.
and of course, and that was really good on him because he studied it. He definitely must have studied on what his options can do against it, and that's a part of me for you know not assuming, but just like okay. Looks like no one can really deal with this. Let me just keep running the same strat, and I got punished twice for that in that set. And but that's what I mean. It's just like it looks super strong on paper, but I just feel like there's no chance to see what options characters can do with it. And I just hope NRS gives a bit more time before
Yeah.
nerfing. If they have to make a change, I prefer them buffing than nerfing like strong characters. Like I said, you guys already said what I said about Motaro because that he was the cameo that I was really the most excited, and I was just so disappointed. But
Right.
that's what I mean. If they want to see the meta change, I just feel like they should just look at what other characters are missing, because this patch I feel like they address some things that were definitely that needed to be addressed, but I also feel like it feels like um it feels less than what I first played the game. I don't know if it's because of the I think it's everything combined.
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't turn into a state where it's boring, like it's bland to play or frustrating to play. Um,
Definitely.
because
Yeah. I
that's
mean,
how I felt with MK11. I loved that game to death, but then the meta was established. Fujin was the best, and then that's it. You play these characters or you just lose. Um, and and that's I mean we just had to deal with it, and but nobody really enjoyed the game back then. I enjoyed it. I think part of it is because I love Garrus. It's my favorite character, so I stuck through it, and yeah, I just hope
yeah.
our just mindset switches this time around for MK1,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. And again, like I feel like if this patch like had everything that it had, but also like some big Motaro buffs and like some other cameos and characters that are struggling, like got brought up a little bit, I think the community would have a very different reaction.
Mhm.
I think all of a sudden you're gonna have players like, ooh, I want to try this new Motaro setup here. I wonder if this will work, right? And it gets people kind of excited. But like this
Mhm.
patch, like nobody read these patch notes and thought like, ooh, I bet I can do this now. It's just like, oh, now I can't do this. So yeah, hopefully this is just like a first patch kind of thing, and you know, the power level isn't brought down as much
Mhm.
going forward. Because I do think there is some stuff where probably too good probably needs to be brought down. Like
Yeah,
I don't think anyone thinks that the game is in a perfect state uh, at
of
day one.
course.
That's not the case for any fighting
Oh yeah,
game.
no,
But
definitely.
but you know, I
Just do
yeah
bug faces.
yeah
Yeah, just
That
want to
that'd be
see just
nice.
more like less nerfs, more buffs to other things as well, like more quality of life type things in the
yeah,
future.
and I feel like Lao in his current state, that's an appropriate power level. Like that's a cameo where it's like it's really good. It feels really good on all characters, very strong. But like if that's the best cameo in the game, like cool. You know, that's like a good. You know, it's not an S tier, right? It's like a solid S tier, which is healthy in my opinion. Do you want to talk about the top 8 now and talk about the turn?
Yeah, top
ECT?
8. Top 8 was a
Yo.
time and an experience. Now, top 8, if you guys do not know, everyone who made top 8, winner side was Rewind, Sonic, Ninja, and I forgot who the last person was
Unjust.
already. Unjust. Oh man, Unjust really made winner's side. That was OD of him.
Did.
And then in loser's
Rough
side,
Genji.
you said what?
Don't worry about it.
All right. And loser's side, it was Pulse. You just made me lose my whole train of thought today. It was Pulse, Zombat, VGY, and I'm forgetting the last person. Who the heck was the last person? Pulse, Zombat,
Bro,
VGY.
you're tripping me up, dude.
What you
I'm
mean?
checking my notes.
Wasn't it you said Pulse, VGY, and
Zombat.
King Gambler.
Zombat.
King Gambler.
Gambler.
King Gambler, yes,
Oh
Gambler.
my dude, that's a Let Us Cook alumni. How did we forget?
Well, he didn't. Let me not say that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the lore, but we love you, Gambles. But yes, that top 8. So I believe, if I remember correctly, the only kind of stranger, so this was actually 2 strangers technically. I think, well, in the category of like pro competition, Gambler Unjust, that was their first time making top 8 in the pro competition, I believe, in an offline setting.
Oh, is this first for Pulse too?
Yeah, to take it. Yeah, you're right. It's the reason why I overlook Pulse because I've always known what he was capable of. Like I like there's a lot of people that I kind of look at Pulse like, yo, like he's doing so good. I'm like, I've always known he had this in him. So like that's why you are right. Pulse is also this is his first time as well. But it's like I kind of overlook it because like I expect that of him almost.
But yeah, but like these players are ones that made a name for themselves really during like the online COVID era for MK11. And now that we got our big events back, it's great to see them, having success right off the bat.
Yes.
In the offline, because this is my favorite favorite tournaments. The online stuff is fun, but there's nothing beats a good offline major. So it's great to see them have success in this environment.
Yep, 100% agree. Speaking of Pulse, it's like just seeing him because I remember just the beginning of MK11. It's just like from his I remember from playing him at next level, like our local, with his Aaron, and like from then till now, it's like he's definitely grown like as a player like so much. It's just incredible to see. And because that's like he's a rush down guy for sure. And just the way you can see him in person, the way he's just so like fast paced.
So people just have that vibe about them,
Yeah.
Like you talk to someone, you're like, I think I know who you play.
Yeah. Pulse and that King Gambler said they did the Johnny Mirror, and that's one where the set I was like I felt like can go either way because when they play online a lot, I feel like it was kind of like even maybe slightly in Pulse's favor, but like definitely even when they played the Johnny matchup together, Gambler took some, Pulse took some, but Pulse definitely looked a lot more comfortable, and with the Johnny pick on stage definitely, and just showed like, hey, you're gonna hold this 4-3. You hate it, but you hold.
I think a big thing about that set that I want to talk about is, Johnny Lau kind of popping up this event.
Yeah.
When it was really just Johnny Cyrax, I think we were seeing leading up to it, and this pick like really impressed me. I mean, in that set particular with Pulse and Gambler, I mean every time like Low Hat was on the ground and he held it, like I felt like Gambler just like froze.
Yep.
He was just sitting there crouch block and just got so much value out of this pick that I feel like people were hiding it for this. I don't know.
I always thought that combo was much better than Cyrax because I feel like with Cyrax you had to get close in order for that thing to be effective. Yeah, you can throw nets get some plus frames, maybe catch them from doing a projectile. But I just feel like it was just not as strong. Just throwing Lao Hat down, doing shadow kick, and then them second guessing their decision on whether to commit the punish or just wait for the Lao Hat, because that's just how strong it was of you controlling it, because you're not able to see it and you're not able to hear it when you fully charge it.
Right.
So it's like you're really it's just scary. It just makes it neutral scary, and it makes him to get in easier. And again, it just complements his rush down.
Truthfully, like it was like I started seeing a pick come out a couple Johnnies here and there. Like of course you said, of course Cyrex was the most popular, but then I saw a couple of Johnnies running Sector and as well as Lao, and I was like, okay, they kind of probably preparing for the upcoming nerf that they know is going to be inevitable to Cyrex. And once I saw that Lao pick, I was like, man, it's really plus frames on plus frames until you have to guess. So many situations where the man is just so oppressive, as Gert said. It's just like, man, and Post definitely took full advantage. It was like,
Yeah.
night and day.
There were some corner sequences where it's like, when was the last time you were negative, Pulse? Like, you just low hat at least in that build, in that patch, low hat was just always up.
Like,
Yeah, it was
Jesus.
crazy. Yeah, I think I kind of, as the tournament went on, I kind of got the feeling that I kind of thought Lao was better than Cyrax as a general cameo, with one exception, and that's the down one special characters.
Yeah.
Is the one exception, because that's the broke thing that Cyrax really gives you. I think we're going to talk about that when we get to Sonic's Reign and Raiden especially. I mean, those characters, yeah, pick Cyrax for them, but you know, I mean, Johnny did it, right? He did it with like the down one, the uppercut, but I mean, low hat just
It's just a move,
covers,
bro.
It covers the one weakness he does have. You know,
Barely
it just
anything.
gets him in.
Like, the move was so crazy. But yeah, Pulse definitely did his thing against Gambler. Then Zombat versus VGY.
Yo, that was a good set.
That was a
fun.
good set. That was
Dude,
definitely a good set.
I thought VGY played so well this weekend. I was so impressed.
Truthfully, he
Right.
persevered because I think he had one of the hardest losers runs, because he got sent to losers, I believe, in like top 54.
And VGY is a player where I feel like he's had a couple heartbreak events where it's just like, man, like I feel like he didn't like live up to his potential, or he gets in his own head. But I think like some of the events at the end of 11, I think that combo breaker, he got top 8 in particular.
Yeah,
and
that was his first. That was one of his first face
and this
USA.
one, like he looks a lot sharper. And there's a lot of moments where I'm like, oh, does he fall apart here? And then no, he brings it back. You know, it's like, oh, good stuff.
Just to read his run really quickly though, like he lost for its top 64 in his pool to Dio, and then to get to top 8, he fought Alcatraz, Kokoi, Luddy, all 3 O's. Then in top 24, he had to beat Titanium Tigers, Turkey, and Wise Gemini to get the top 8.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like he got sent to he got sent to losers literally in winners of his pool and made that run. That was actually like he had the most impressive run.
Absurd.
Because that's some names right there. That's some goddamn names.
Yeah,
that's a run.
And he did it with Shane and Xiao, and Xiao was a part of that. I mean,
Xiao was a part of that. Shang is a hidden top 5. People are not ready for that conversation from me. I believe he is a hidden top 5 that people are just not ready for. But as the more the game progresses and people like learn how to switch to his old and young form, I feel like he is going to develop into a monster of a character. But
I mean, even the mirror, like,
man,
like 3, like depending on where it is, like three stances. You know.
It gets kind of crazy with him. And then Xiao is just like a character. I feel like, man, you got to space your buttons down. You just know how to just you play a neutral, like you truthfully.
Standing 2 will whiff punish anything you do.
Yeah.
You
great
cannot
anti-air
whiff
too.
that character.
Very good
Right.
anti-air.
Yeah, maybe not the most complete character in the game, but he's got some strong positives going for him.
Definitely some good tools.
Yeah. I will say this set in particular, I thought VGY Shang was interesting because he he was slamming young Shang more than I think any other Shang I see. I feel like most Shang players kind of default to the old stance.
The old, yeah. I don't know why though.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
it's
Like, yeah.
yeah, like that was Young is strong. I'm actually not sure why people don't
They usually go
use it
for
more.
old
That's what I
Shang
would
because
do.
the chip shut up
Yeah.
with the mid string and also low, like the low fireball being like, I mean, the ground skulls being like really like makes you think about what you're gonna when you're gonna jump because they can call it in front and behind. But Young Shang
Yeah.
definitely has his sauce.
And but I was thinking like this set, like Liu has EX Fireball, right? And you would think that would make you want to be in old stance with the ground eruption, because you're
Right.
afraid that EX Fireball just shredding through your straight Fireball. But it wasn't. Like, I mean, I think Cyrax enables it a little bit because Young Shane, his claw special is it's way more active frames, so it lets you jail Cyrax off of it. So he gets that downwind special stuff that other characters get. Get some cool block strings, but but like you don't have to like choose. You can just switch stances with that character whenever you
Truthfully.
want. So it's interesting that in neutral, it was Young Shang and not old.
Yeah. I think part of the mastery of the character in general that's not gonna be easy to achieve is just free flowing between the two stances because
Right.
the opponent has to also pay attention because the matchup changes depending on what stance you're in and what your mind is focused on. Are you gonna be ducking the fireballs? Are you gonna be ready to see how many he's gonna throw out? Depending on the cameo, is he gonna use the cameo and try and chip out? But he was using Cyrax, so he would just like the aggression and the chip. But I've seen Shang's been using Lao now, which I feel like is really good for with him. Because on his own, I feel like Shang is a good character by himself.
Right.
Definitely.
Also, shout out to that sequence at the end of game too, where VGY techs like 2 throws and he just pops off. That was sick.
Man's definitely gonna be like more of a like I feel like like you said, the only thing that holds VGY back is like kind of like the mindset, but like he's going to be turning
Right.
into just like
Yeah.
he's a great player. Truthfully,
And I'm glad to see him traveling.
Yes.
You know, a lot of like
Definitely.
Foxy couldn't make it, of course. So, you know, especially with ECT being kind of like, you know, it was kind of a bit of a short notice on the Pro Tour, but
Right.
you know, even then, like it's, you know, I love it. I love to see international competition. So
I hope I can. I do wanna fight them
Yeah.
or fight if I do go to Paris, I actually can't wait to fight the scene over there. It's just always nice to see how different it is than playing like NA players.
for sure.
That's just how I felt when I think I went to Ireland for Celtic Throwdown. It's like wow, it's like people are using Lao here. I think I fought I think it was Mustard and he played Frost. Like characters you don't play and the way they play them is just so different. I just love that. So I hope I can just not only like maybe like fight VGY but like fight other like really good international players are there. Hopefully Tekken Master will go there.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that's Tekken Master. I think is one of those players that I'm expecting to be a problem in this game, but I just haven't seen him yet. You know,
Truthfully.
Right.
so I'm really excited to see what he's cooking up.
Yeah, different regions always bring out the best people.
Yeah, I want to jump to the winner's side a little bit.
Mhm.
Particularly, I want to talk about Sonic and Ninja, because they played pretty well this event.
Man.
I don't know if you guys were
Yeah.
paying attention, but they seemed pretty good at the game.
You know what
I
scared
think
me the
I
most?
think so.
Like the when I saw like Aquaman when I was calling with Aquaman during top 16, I didn't realize how much meter gain Rain got from doing the cancel with the projectile. That was insane to me. So playing that in the fact alongside with Sonic's Devious Mind, and they were literally I didn't know you can cancel the overhead into a throw. That's
You didn't know
cheap,
that?
bro. That
Oh,
was
yeah, it's-
cheap. Like I was
I
actually
st-
getting
it's
livid in
so
the crowd. I
fast.
was getting so mad in the crowd when I saw like, how are you supposed to deal with that? That is cheap, bro. Like, what? Nah,
Yeah.
bro. Like I was getting visibly upset in the crowd when I noticed that that was actually a thing, and Ninja was getting killed by that in winners finals in the beginning. Truthfully,
And you know, with Cyrax too, like Rain might have one of the best down one specials and one of the best armor reversals in a game with Cyrax. The fact that you can jail all that stuff, like this character, I was watching Sonic playing with the Rain against the Johnnies that were in top 8, and he was just so confident poking out against them because he knew that they didn't even need them to get hit by a down one, just block one, and they're plus, it's their turn. It's crazy.
Just
that
one
strategy was
opportunity.
really strong with Cyrax.
Definitely cost the most of them. Sonic was definitely in the zone when it came to people weren't ready that how much Cyrax gave utility to think about every option, especially the poke. Sonic was mashing. I'm sorry, that motherfucker was mashing because they knew that they can get away with certain things because of Cyrax assist. And I was like, bro, there was one point, and not even during that top 8, but during dialogue set, that motherfucker mashed down 1 3 times in a row. I'm like, brother,
Dude,
god damn,
bro. And then neutral, it was down 3 just every time. You're in that mid range, it's just down 3 and a down 3 on whiff. Just catching people moving. Such a good button, dude.
like, bro, golly.
He's gonna be very flexible too, just canceling recovery frames off for water portal, just for canceling into the fireball and dashing, canceling the overhead into the grab. It's a lot of flexibility on his aggression. This is really interesting seeing that the jump cancel combos with his I forgot the input. I think it's the do you guys know what's called?
Yeah.
The
It's
upstream.
down. I think it's down back 1, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
His
but
launcher. Yeah. I don't know.
he has a lot of tools. Yeah. Oh, and the water bubble too, hiding the animation of what Rain's doing.
That's
you
the
can
thing
barely
Sonic didn't
see
use
it.
the most. Compared to Blue Linkies, Sonic was not using Dirty Bubble too much. That was the one thing I noticed about their Rain compared to Blue Linkies. They were not using Dirty Bubble at all. They were simply using Cyrax to cover everything they did, and was they can low key hit confirm that back 3. I think the back 3 or whatever the low string is into the launcher. That was ridiculous what they were doing. I was like, God, this is a bad time, bro.
You're using that for so many spacing traps. I mean, just not only could you forward dash into pressure, but just back dashing off a lot of the cancels into that button just caught so many people trying to down one out.
Yeah, it was definitely tough because you didn't realize during that set, the first set in winners finals, you saw the game plan from Sonic and you were just like, man, they are basically trying to put up a wall. Their zoning wasn't too bad, but it was pretty much they're using Cyrax to set up all the things. And I barely saw them not have a bar meter. They usually always had at least a bar to work with when it came to armor and when it came to getting those big combos. It was just resource management at its finest.
Speaking of always having a bar of meter, Ninja Killer's Raiden was really good as well.
Ninja, yeah, that man was making you block.
Solid.
You were making love to the block button.
Yeah, Raiden's the character where you're like, yeah, I'm a big buffs over nerfs guy, but man, Cyrax. This is
Even that's oh my god. I mean, I think we call it Storm Cell. That's his storm move.
Yeah, we're going to Storm.
Yeah.
It's definitely Storm Cell.
Oh man.
It's Storm
Yeah,
Cell.
we might. Yeah, we're just gonna call it Storm Cell.
I don't even want to look it up. I want to believe it's Storm Cell.
Oh man, I honestly hate fighting against it. I'm not gonna lie. It's such a good move. I think Raiden's. I feel like even though the flawless block and the Cyrax nerfs hit Raiden, I feel this you can still run a similar strategy.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
You can still use Goro or Striker, or even Kano.
yeah.
I feel the concept's the same, and he still has pretty good damage. But I feel like Ninja really just displays that really well with just how he plays around with the down four. Down four is such a good poke that Raiden has because because of the block stun, it's really making you guess whether he's gonna do a special cancel for Cyrax, or is he just gonna use it to just keep pressuring you with even some more pokes because Raiden's has a confirmable low string, the low pokes to keep you in check. So it's hard to check him unless you have like a good button to counter it. But even then, you gotta guess if you're gonna take your turn back if he's not gonna special cancel. So he has that really good mind game going, and I
So
feel
many
like
good
Ninja
mind
was taking
games.
Yeah.
advantage of it for sure.
Just picking the brain, bruh.
Yeah, even if that move did like 0 chip damage and like 0 meter build, it still has
Yep.
value just because, being able to safely cancel off your low pokes is such a big deal because it just changes all the mind games in the counter poking game.
Yeah, and it's hard to flawless block it too.
Hmm. Yeah, like I feel like a lot of the big like chip setup strings and like specials have like a certain point on it where it's like, okay, this is the easy spot to
Right.
flawless block, but Raiden's like it's like the last hit of it, and by then it's already done so much chip, you know?
I think I'm trying to remember. I usually get it between like is it the second or third like hit? It's hard to tell because it's so fast.
Yeah.
But that's the spot I usually try to go for, and I was like, okay, I missed it, and I guess if I try to do it now, I'll just get hit.
Yeah, like the easy one is the last like little blast at the end.
Right, yeah.
I
When
feel
he
like other than that,
hands out.
I'll just like feather block button while blocking it and hope I get it sometimes, but yeah,
You
it's
gotta
That
be
flawless
ready
block was
too.
tight, bro. Like y'all getting
yeah.
that, y'all trying to get that consistently. I was like, brother, it's because like what killed me is like when they were rating to do a 4-2-2-4, and you're trying to flawless block the 4 part, and then catch on to that, they'll start doing 4-2-2 in the storm still. Like they'll throw off the time. I'm like, bro, it's just so
It's
much.
strong. It's strong for sure, and I think every hit did like 20% more damage than it's doing on this patch with Raiden, so that helped a lot as well.
Just having too much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I also think that, we were talking about Low Hat being so good when we were talking about Pulse and Gambler set. I think Ninja and Sonic fought Low Hat the best, and
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think it was particularly close.
Mm.
I don't think they ever froze up when Low Hat was on the screen. It was always something. It's either like a jump back or they're backdashing to kind of create movement. They challenged off of low hat almost every time. It felt like when they blocked it, you know. So I think that was. I mean, I saw that. It's like I mean these two were clearly like
the nerds. Yeah,
the two best players here. I don't, I think Zombat is also like comfortably like top 3 in the
oh,
world right now,
definitely.
in my
Zombat
opinion.
is the only. If I was being honest, if I was keeping it a buck, the only person that on this top 8 that I feel like can really like give Sonic can beat Sonic and Ninja was Zombat.
I thought Zombek was my pick to win this event.
Yeah,
Going
I
in.
actually,
thought he
I
was.
would, I
Oh,
wouldn't even
really?
argue with that. I would not have argued
From
with
what
that at
I
all.
saw, now granted, Sonic and Ninja weren't entering a bunch of events, so you're just kind of going off what you saw on the stream. But I thought Zombat was playing the best in the world going
Definitely,
into this.
like, I would not have argued
No.
with you. If you told me that Zombat was winning ECT, I would have actually agreed with you, and I would have not.
You almost did
argued
it,
at all.
man. I mean, that loser's final set, that
Oh
was
my
a banger.
god, oh my god.
That was such a good
Yeah,
set.
I just remembered it. That was
Like
so close.
insane. It's Ninja always says, and that's always funny. Ninja says straight up like, I hate fighting Zombat. Like that's the person I hate fighting like one of the most. Like he said him and Samij are like the 2 people. I'm just like, brother. Ugh.
I just wonder that parry at the end where he against Ninja. I wonder. I mean, Ninja would probably have punished it, but I feel like what would have happened if he just made the comeback at that moment with if he canceled the fatal blow.
Man,
Um,
the different
but I don't know.
timelines will go crazy.
He answer could have just been Storm Cell and that GG's.
Yeah, that's a rough.
It's already hard. Like if you're at that health,
Mm,
it's already hard to come back, especially with how much chip Raiden Savage still
yeah,
at the
and then
time.
once you pop that like fadeable hold thing, it's like, all right, there's no more solid play going around. Like, pick your gimmick,
Pick
like
your gimmick is crazy.
pick your gimmick. What do you think is gonna hit? And there's not like a good option there. So we talk about how we almost threw around trying to get the taunt out?
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
taunt be happening. You know, you think it's gonna kill and it don't, and then yeah, he
And
he
Raiden
definitely almost
stands
threw.
up and does 52% into a corner carry.
Like brother, like I was like, yeah, that was gonna be that was definitely some bad stuff right there. Okay, there was some bad stuff.
Hey, he got the round though. He took care of it. You know, ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie. He got it back.
I'm I'm just thinking this is just a random thought. I'm just thinking they gave Raiden a random passive ability that takes reduced chip.
Yeah, in
That
this
was
game,
so crazy to me.
I don't get it, man. In this
I was
and like
like, bro,
conveniently in this and that meta too, it's like
like
that's
he
just
had a
so random to me.
built-in like OS. I mean, like a option for
Well,
freaking what's it called, Baraka.
It's
yeah,
like we
it's
need to give him a
auto
reason
follow
to have
spot.
his eyes to glow.
I'm like, why is his eyes glowing? He takes reduced chip. He does what? Like what?
Uh,
That was insane to me.
Raiden's a pretty good character in this game.
I almost said
I'm
something. I ain't
saying.
gonna say it.
I will say,
Yeah.
I will say, I'd rather fight Raiden in this game than MK11, just because I'm a hater of MK11 Raiden.
Oh,
That
that man
character,
was different.
that character eliminated me from so many tournaments.
Oh god, I just remember what happened to Frosty. My fault, gang.
And then the Raiden player would be like, "Yeah, Raiden sucks," and it's like, I'm gonna strangle you. Oh my
No.
god. I'd much rather lose to 50% shimmies versus just chasing the fucker all day.
Teleport and
Which
run. Oh, the
you still
irony
gotta
of you
you still
playing.
gotta chase him in this game, but it's electric fly and not
Oh
teleport.
man, the irony of you playing Citrion and you
Oh
gotta chase.
God, that's strat.
The irony.
What are you talking? What are you implying there, Tento? I play fair characters,
You also played a character that had to chase, but now you're mad that you had to chase.
dude. Yeah.
Yo,
What about it?
running away is fun. Not gonna lie.
I saw your Eternal Garrus.
Yo,
We're having a
I
great
ain't
time
gonna
for
lie.
you.
Dude, you know what else is fun? Backdashing. Big backdashing.
Yo,
fan.
backdashing is. I don't
Oh,
know, man.
D.
There's just something about it. There's just something about it.
Dude.
Backdash and POD. But yeah,
I remember
I
the
knew-
first time I fell in love with Lao Cameo. I'm just like, oh man, this sandstorm sucks. Wait, why is this? Why does Lohat come back so fast? I can just. Then I just like
Dude.
my mind clicked and I just stuck with Lao ever since, man. I was I can play like MK11 and Garrus. That felt so good, I have to admit, just finding that cameo because Sub-Zero, I mean Sub-Zero, there were some cool things, but he was just not it for me. It's just and any of the other cameos were not it for me. I think this Lao was
Yeah.
just like D1 for him.
For sure. I mean, for a lot of characters, Lao looks like the one. Especially anyone that needs to like set something up. You just put
Mhm.
Lao down and then start counting hourglasses.
Hourglasses, just
Yeah.
jump, and it's hard to see the Lao hat. I mean, you can see the sparks, but
Mm-hmm.
come on, it plays
Yeah.
with your reactions.
Yeah, and there's so much utility in that, and like I don't think we've mentioned hard blockable setups once.
those
know,
are
Just a little
annoying.
just a little bonus, if you want.
Those
go
are
for
like
hard
like
blockable.
like irritating, but like then I found about the fact that like I'm like, you're not like, some people are not using their cameo. Granted, this is the first NRS game for a lot of people where they like, why do I have to like, they just like using the assist is so weird to them, and it's like they don't think about using their assist. But I'm like, you have to use your assist also as like armor too, because with the Loud cameo, for example, I run Liu Kang Scorpion, that is my team, and with that, he has a move where his up flames where he always spawns in front of you. So what I do when I go against a Loud matchup is I will call out the move when I see the hat coming towards me, and Scorpion will take the hit of the hat, and I can continue playing throwing the fireball game. People are not utilizing their cameo for other things other than like combos and like extensions usually. Like there's other utility that they have. So it's all about exploring. You know?
Agreed.
This was options.
Still finding stuff that we just haven't seen. I just love going on Twitter and just seeing something different that I just don't know about the characters. Like no one's gonna really use Johnny Motaro, but it's nice seeing that he can combo off of Nut Punch with teleport.
Yeah. It feels like there's always just like something to lab in this game, which is fun. You know, I haven't had fun labbing in an NRS game in a long time. But in this game, it's just like I wonder if this team will work, and I just go in a lab and I find some stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I don't know if I'll use it, but that's cool.
Yeah, I agree for 100%.
Yeah. You want to talk about this grand final set?
Oh man, grand final set. So
Grand final.
Ninja definitely made some adjustments from winners finals. However, it was just like I really feel like it was the nerves. Truthfully, like there was some two critical drops that Ninja did. Like towards the end, I was like, brother, the reset was yours. What happened?
Yes.
What did you do? And yeah, it was definitely, I feel like the nerves is what ultimately led Sonic to winning. Because Sonic's clutch factor, that Fox factor people don't talk about too often, definitely played a factor in that set.
Absolutely. I mean, I think Ninja did a great job this whole event, just like chasing people's backdashes, because people love the like backdash buttons and like spacing traps in this game. And I think this set in particular, because Sonic, I mean, they were spamming that with Rain. I think Ninja did a really job kind of using Raiden's 1-2 to chase people a lot. I think he was using 1-2 in places he would have used Stand 2 earlier in the event. And, you know, I think that was a great adjustment, but I mean, I think that final game, I think Sonic just kind of played a little bit more aggressive, kind of walked him down, got him cornered, you know, for the first time in like the past few games. And I just don't think, I don't know if Ninja was ready for that switch up.
Definitely wasn't.
It's just footsies, just
Yeah.
just waiting. Because I it's just something with punishes with the standing one, like he just knows they know the space, and it was just really, yeah, you see the difference for sure. Um, I love the pop off at the end. I was there in person. Oh my God, that was such a good pop. Dragon and I were saying, like Dragon was saying, we were guessing if he was gonna, they're gonna pop off, and I was like, no, no way.
Oh yeah,
I
no, no,
was
no.
so surprised.
Yeah.
Oh no, no,
I don't know.
that pop off was
I
definitely happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just been a while since I see Sonic pop off, like that. It's just like, wow, it's just so, I don't know. It's just incredible. It really,
Shows
it's
the
just
passion.
really nice to see. Just
Hmm.
like the first Pro Tour, and just like, we really wanna. Oh my God, how things would have been different if Sonic lost to Dialogue. Because you
Bro,
guys,
I had that
Bro,
upset happen. That was my favorite set of the entire weekend.
holy sh!
I
Oh,
literally
so
had
good.
Dialogue winning that set,
oh
and people were like looking at me
God.
like crazy. And I'm like,
That
Dialogue
is
is
crazy.
supposed to be reckoned with. Like, I don't understand why y'all sleep on this dude. Like, God, I want that to
Yeah.
happen so bad, girl. I truthfully did.
Yeah, that was a wild card. Oh, me, I was in their path, so I was like, oh well, this could go either way. Either I gotta, because I think Garrus beats Shao, so I'm like, yo, if I get the easier matchup, I'm good. Because truthfully, I wasn't super confident against Rain, because I haven't really fought that many good Rains during that time. So it would be hard. I feel like it would have been definitely a hard match if I were to like fight Sonic from that point.
Yeah.
So that was just close. You could, like, my heart was beating like, oh man, this is gonna be easier. It's gonna be
It's gonna
hard.
be easy to be hard.
Yeah, because if I fight Shao, I think I'm big chilling. He puts his axe down and I rewind. That's it. It's that simple.
But everything else, I don't know about.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That it was just like, man, yeah, Sonic definitely is like something about that dude. Like they just really know how to put up the pressure and like put up that force. Like, man, I'm really going against one of the greats, and it really shows for a lot of matchups for real, truthfully. Like,
Yeah, not Sonic's first event.
definitely.
Sonic knows how to win a tournament. Yeah.
Of course.
You know, they're not gonna get. They're not gonna fall apart down 2-0.
Yep.
Shout's first three, by the way. Uh,
Oh my God, yeah.
sick.
I was skeptical, but yeah. I'm glad now. Because you never know. You never know, and I understand the TO's perspective of things. It's like it's just like a logistics thing. It'll take
For sure.
way too long.
You're never gonna get me hating on TOs. You're never gonna hear me doing that.
Nah, definitely not.
Right. But this game, when we were two touching people, I'm like, okay, it's justified. It's justified. And the Pro Tour, they knew it. They knew it too. I feel like they wouldn't have run firstly, but we were also fighting for that for years too. So I think a bunch of factors just led us to that rule set being the where we are now.
Yeah, it was the community standard as soon as we moved to online events as well, where we didn't have to deal with venue space. It was first three all the way. So yeah, anything else we want to talk about just the event in general, or the top 8? Any matches we skipped that maybe we want to go back to, or how are we feeling about it?
I feel like ECT was a great experience overall. Is overlapping on ECT, to see where the game is at, how competition is being set, and really a great start to the pro tour in my opinion. When it gets just solely from the competition standpoint and things, of seeing how high stakes is gonna be and how much everyone wants it, and seeing Sonic and Ninja this whole top 8 was insane. And to think that we're gonna add more international players into the mix later on as we get progress through this tour is going to be incredible to me. So that's what I'm really waiting for. I'm saying for this girl, I'm just excited to watch UFA because it's man, what do other regions are what are they doing compared to us? Every region plays differently. So what do they have in store? That's gonna be just so much sauce. So it's just really exciting way to kick off the pro competition.
Yeah, and we're gonna have 2 more majors coming up, kind of back to back.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be almost all international competition. We'll see what NA players travel out to, and then it's the online series, and it's Combo Breaker. So,
yep. I'm also excited to see a character like Omni-Man.
You want to talk about Omni-Man? Let's talk about Omni-Man and Tremor, because I'm excited too. Because I've read the whole Invincible comic line, so I'm fucking pumped for Omni-Man.
Oh, same here.
Yes, sir.
See, I'm just waiting for season 2.
Just don't worry, you'll get some good stuff. You'll get good stuff.
Good, dude.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't wait.
I think it's 1 week away too. Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
It's this Friday, isn't it?
Oh, word?
Is it Omni-Man? I don't know if was Omni-Man's release date be official. I'm
think
actually
it
not sure.
leaked for November 7th.
Okay, because I'm just hearing here and there that it's supposed to be next week, but they're not.
I think
they haven't announced it.
It popped up on the Xbox store and then got taken down. Is what I think
see.
happened. Yeah.
Because a combat cast and all that. Because I feel like we haven't really seen much of the just the character from what they've shown us.
Yeah, we saw 2 strings, 2 specials, and 2 fatalities.
And then the Tremor, just casually seeing a Tremor variation.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be really interesting.
You think Crystalline's coming back? You think
I think
he's
so.
gonna flex? You think he's gonna flex on us?
I think he's gonna flex for the person. So he's gonna give. Oh my god, if he gives you armor, I mean, what else is there to say? You guys know.
Please don't put that thought in my head.
On Kenshi, dude.
Holy shit. That's gonna be a game changer, 100%. And what it looks like it has its own resource too, just because of the color change from the cameo bar. I think when it went to Aftershock, it had a brown color. So I wonder if it's gonna be the same for if there's a third variation. I don't see why not, since I mean they already have 2, so might as well go all the way. And I wonder since Farah's gonna be the lineup, if she's gonna have that option.
Farrah gonna be broke. I have a feeling, bro.
Pain and gain.
Please don't say that. Please don't say that.
You want Farrah to hop on your character's back and stab you? And
absolutely.
Oh my god, this is what we ended, guys.
Just give me a lackey variation. I don't know what that's gonna do for me.
One of these MKX cameos is gonna give us run, isn't it?
Nah, let's not go that far. Let's not go that far.
Okay, my bad. I take it back.
Does. Have you seen that run?
See what run?
So when Darius does the kick, you can press
okay.
the buttons
All
to
right.
run.
All
I mean,
right.
it's
Okay.
not the same, but
Let's all,
he runs.
let's
He
all
runs.
calm down. All right. You played the same game that we played. All right.
That's true.
Darius is not Dragonfire Liu Kang. Let's all calm down.
Oh my god.
You guys are giving me PTSD in the worst way
Memories.
right now.
I just had memories.
Everyone forward 213 dash cancel was like
Brother.
super plus.
Brother, please.
And then he ran out of stamina and did just EX bicycle kick and just got it all back.
Yeah, fun times, bro.
Yes.
Fun times.
Dude, that game was a video game that we played.
I played Ninja in the verse of 20 before. It wasn't fun, okay?
It really was.
How many games did that last?
It was the verse of 20.
Did you play 20 games?
What did you think?
Did you play any
No,
more?
it was being serious, like 19.
Damn, dude. I get that. Good, dude. You know who's beaten me like 20-0 in sets?
Who?
Fucking asshole.
Oh, Gur.
Dude, I always look forward to Frosty for my annual ass beating.
Oh, Gur, you're not coming to Frosty, right?
I'd like to. It's a 2-day tournament, so it might work for
Okay.
me.
Yeah, it's gonna
yeah.
be that day one Tekken tournament is gonna be. I can't wait. It's gonna be so good.
It'll be fun.
It truly is. But yeah, that ECT is gonna be ECT just really just revved up for the pro competition overall. Like, and the patch is like, I want to see more buffs rather than nerfs in the future.
Right.
That's one thing for me. I don't want to see, like, of course some characters are crazy, like make like some quality of life changes. I wouldn't mind if like Baraka got a slap on the wrist, but I honestly don't feel like he deserved that much of a change. And I would like to see other characters like Natara and then like some cameos like Mataro, and they get some help, just get a tad bit help.
Yeah, Natara got a good
That buff
buff.
is
Oh my god.
Yeah, that one I was like, this girl can just special beam cannon whenever she wants. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, that was the buff where I was like, once that went through, it's like, oh, that's why she has 900 health. It all makes sense.
Yes.
It all makes
Yikes. No one used that special. No Natara player.
It all makes sense now.
And
yeah.
now she has a projectile that you have to worry about because it has a deceptive range. Because I'm seeing people that go max range of the screen and think it doesn't hit, and then they get hit. It's like, man, it's not a good time to use it.
Right.
Unblockable damage. She's like Scarlet.
Yeah, more changes like that, I think is what we're saying, More changes that give people new ideas with characters.
Definitely.
Yeah, I feel like eventually I'm predicting we'll see more changes to summons, to ambushes. I feel like that's where this game might head towards if they're looking to just change the meta. Because if you look at some of these cameos, a lot of them they just act as special moves for characters, like extra special moves. When ambushes give you a lot more freedom to how you implement them. Characters like Sector, there's a lot of cool stuff you can use with his ambush.
Yeah, I think they.
Yeah.
More ambushes in general would actually be very nice because it sets up a lot of crazy things. I do agree with that.
For sure.
Ambush would
Hopefully
be
we
funny.
hopefully we get some of the DLC cameos get a little spicy for us.
Oh, we know it's gonna be some cameos where you just like, brother, like, please stop.
Crystalline boys.
But please don't say that. You're scarifying me.
And so you are going to get
I
cornered by my-
literally lost a grand finals MKX to Crystalline because of unbearable skill just went to. That shit pissed me off so bad, bro.
I am going to corner you with Tento out and the green.
Joke's on
vest.
you. You're not getting any more games from me, bud.
You're gonna deal with it.
No.
Right?
I'm just gonna be commentary now. That's why I switched to commentary, so I don't have to deal with anything anymore. I get paid to talk to you guys about the BS. I don't be a part of the BS anymore.
Speaking of which, shout outs to Tento getting on the pro tour.
Yeah, thank you.
That's hype.
Appreciate it.
Doing some of the best
Also-
commentary you've ever done, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm trying. There's a lot of greats I was commentating with, and I'm just trying to live up to those expectations. It's gonna be a while before I even at their feet. Trying to work hard to get there. Really am. But I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Well deserved.
Appreciate
anything
that.
else we want to talk about, or do we want to, you know,
I feel like we went over.
enjoy the waning hours of Halloween?
No, yeah, I feel like we went over pretty much a lot of the
All right.
things with it. Excited for what the Pro Tour, like I said, is gonna come to. Of course, like online tournaments are definitely going to be, like I feel like more prevalent now because people are going to try to get that practice in to try out new stuff that they're going to take offline. Like for example, like there's people like Wise and like BDG that did not play in online tournaments because they want to hide some of their stuff before they went offline. So like more people are going to try new things. So it's going to add to elements for sure. So yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
That's a double-edged sword. You content creation, you want to show off all
Yeah,
the
I
cool
know,
stuff.
right?
At the same time, you just gotta be mindful. Just mindful, because a good little surprise. I feel like if people saw videos of Rewind, they would have expected all that and been ready.
Yeah.
I think that exposure.
Oh,
is like,
look,
wow.
a
Just
little
cannot
fun
believe
fact
it.
for you guys. Havoc gets demonetized a lot on YouTube. So if you don't want to get uploaded, pick Havoc. There you go.
Yo, that's fat. Yo, that's
Just let you guys know.
demonetization the character.
But then I have to play Havoc, so I don't want to do that.
Havoc's not bad. He's actually pretty fun.
He's a little cornball though. All right,
Yeah.
Gur, where can the people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter or X, whichever.
It's
We
Twitter.
call- we
Nobody
call
calls it X.
We call
Like,
it Twitter. I still
I call it Twitter.
call it Twitter.
The URL's Twitter. I'm calling
Yep,
it Twitter.
yep.
My handle is gur_George. You can also find me on YouTube as Gur as well. My Twitch, even though I don't stream as often as I used to, if you want to just check out my VODs and to give a follow, be Mr. MR_Gur. And yeah, and you'll just catch me at offline, so just be on the lookout for that.
For sure. Make sure you guys check out Gur. Make sure you check out Bacon. And guys, please comment what you think about the Pro Tour and any ideas you wanted future buffs and nurse, by all means. But that has been the Let Us Cook podcast. You guys have a great Halloween weekend. We know it's probably gonna be uploaded a little bit after Halloween, but just stay warm out there. It's getting cold outside. All right. See you guys.